All right, guys, thank you for joining me this morning. Sorry about being so late. I was obviously trying to GoPro again, and the whole internet problem here in the house sucks. So, obviously, I can't do anything from the apartment. I have to go back to my parents and do these live streams because they just have better internet service. Anyway, not the point. So, again, guys, thank you for joining me this morning. Let me know how I sound and how does it look. Obviously, it looks like shit because I'm using the webcam on the computer, but how does it sound? 5 by 5, very good. Thank you. All right. So, guys, there's yes, Chief Prepper. That's a lawnmower outside. So if you guys could deal with that for just today, thank you. Yeah, like I said, it's a lawnmower for those of you asking what the buzzing is. Let me close the window, see if that changes anything. And that probably changed nothing. So anyway, it's always something around here. It's and another reason why I do it for my parents' place because they're on the 21st floor, so you could barely hear. Other than traffic, you barely hear anything else. Chief Prepper says better. Queen, all right, that was better. He's also moving away, so. Uh, Yes, so there is grass in the city. Actually, it's a leaf blower, not a grass cutter. But yes, there is a patch of grass over by the college by us. But the guy is right now he's blowing leaves off the lawn or whatever the hell it is. And if the sound is shit, let me know. I will upgrade the mic as of right now. Alberto, give you information on what? What did it pertain to? Hudson Valley prepping. You asked about Hudson Valley prepping, but what information do you want to know? Oh, his YouTube channel, Gene just put it in the chat. So hopefully that's good. Sounds good. Everything is good. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm still on leave without pay, or rather, not leave without pay, but I put my retirement paper in a week ago, but there's so many things changing now. I don't know if I'm going to pull it or not, so we have to wait and see. That I will discuss when I get more concrete information, right? The sound is not the best, but loud and clear. All right, so let me do something real quick. Just another reason to use this mic here. Sounds fine. All right, guys. Hopefully, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, it seems like anything and everything that could go wrong with trying to do the live from home sucks. So hopefully, it's back up and running now. We shall. I'll take a look. Dakota Hayes, thanks. Dumbass. Just worried about something. We're back. All right, yeah. So we're up and running. Everything is plugged in correctly. So Let's get on with the show before some new bullshit happens. All right. Anyway, hopefully that sounds a little better. Good. Worries are great. All right, good. So, this is a new thing I'm looking to start, hopefully weekly, and it's the Wednesday mid morning reports. If this thing becomes bigger than it is, then I'll probably do it another part of the week. I don't know. Maybe it'll be Friday or some shit or Saturday. Probably Saturday because then Saturday, like the full week, a lot of crazy shit went down, and there's so many things. There's so many things right now going on that's just insane. It's like, let's talk about the craziness outside of the prepping world, right? Some of this might be in regards to prepping, but a lot of this is just the craziness, the stupidness, the unbelievable stories that are out there. So one of the stories, which is actually not on the list today, but it was pertaining to a girl who won a lawsuit against a doctor for being born. So the okay, so the girl sued her doctor for letting her be born, and she won. That's the crazy shit. Uh, this will set a bad precedence across the nation, possibly across the world, because now you have people going, "Well, I didn't want to be born too, so let me sue my doctor and see if I can get money out of this." Right? Um, and it, with all of the craziness, guys, this is one of the things that I can't believe a judge even sat there to listen, let alone let her win. Christian Prepper, we are live. Yes. I know some of you are thinking, this is stupid. How much stupider can it get? Well, guys, it can get a lot stupider. After this girl winning her case about letting the doctor, you know, letting her doctor bring her into this world, I don't know how the hell that even the doctor sat there and, entertained it. As a doctor, I would have been like, she would have brought that to her lawyer would have brought that to the courtroom. I would have been like, no, we're out. We're done. Fuck this. It's stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And be done with this. But she won. So I don't know what the monetary value was that she won. But guys, it's stupid. Now, the reason why I was leading with that story first is because we have something else that's very interesting that you guys are going to probably lose your shit over. But let's go to the notes here, because I have to be responsible now and write down my notes. I mean, I've been writing my notes for a while, but this story is going to actually kick some of you guys in the nuts. Now, in Switzerland, there's a machine. It's called some people are calling it the self-deletion machine. So you might have heard it referred to as a suicide pod. You might have heard it if it referred to as the death machine. It's actually called a self-deletion machine. This is in Switzerland. They're allowing people to commit suicide, which is legal in Switzerland as long as it's done under a professional help. I don't know what professional help you need, right? But anyway, it's an assisted suicide is what's allowed in Switzerland. So I mean, I guess hanging yourself and shit like that. I mean, I don't think there's any laws against it. There might be, but no one actually goes through with those laws. As in, you're already dead. What can they do to you, right? But in Switzerland, they put you in a capsule, and it's a pod capsule, whatever you want to call it. And you sit in the pod all peacefully and shit, and then you wait for them to displace the oxygen and carbon dioxide slowly. Well, not slowly, but rapidly. It brings the oxygen level from 21% to 1%. And then it also displaces the carbon dioxide. And within 30 seconds or so, you're in a euphoric state to unconscious, and then in about 5 minutes, you're dead. So now, Switzerland gave the green light for this machine, which, by the way, guys, is biodegradable. So the pod itself is biodegradable. The machine it sits on top of isn't. That's the machine that displaces the oxygen. Yes, healthy disrespect. They fill it with nitrogen. Exactly. Right? And it reduces, like I said, it reduces the oxygen, and that's it. You're dead. So now the death occurs through hypoxia, which is the reduction of or displacing of oxygen, and there's also hypocapnia, which is the reduction of carbon dioxide in the blood. All right. So now it takes both of these elements out of your body, away from you and out of your body, and then you die slowly. And then anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes, you are dead. So they're looking to start this next year in 2022. Now, here's the downside to that, right? Now you have a doctor, right? Or rather a girl who just won her case about being born. Why did you let me be born? Why did you let me come out of my mother's vagina? However you want to look at it. And she wins this case. Now she can fly over to Switzerland next year and go into one of these pods and delete herself, right? Now, I don't know why they legalize this, because people can make a harsh decision, and with that, tomorrow in Switzerland, for example, wake up and go, my girlfriend left me, life isn't worth living, let me go to one of these pods. Now, I'm hoping there's more rules and regulations involved, and instead of letting someone make a snap decision to do this, there's got to be more fucking red tape involved, so that not every Tom, Dick, and Harry can kill themselves. Well, he said excess carbon dioxide will cause the bends painful. Yes, it is painful. That's why they displace it. They take it out. And the thing is, guys, there is no. It is suffocating, but it's done at such a pace that the body doesn't feel any pain. You just slip into this euphoric, which is more like a coma-like state, and then you die. Right. So imagine, guys. Now you're in this pod, and I guess the euphoric state keeps you from then wanting to turn around, banging on the pod window and get me out of here, right? I guess that's the only thing I could think of. Because I mean, there are people who have jumped off of bridges, they jumped off of buildings and survived, and said as soon as they left that ledge, they realized they made a mistake. Right, as soon as they left. So it's interesting that the moment they're on this ledge and they're like, fuck it, I'm gonna kill myself, and they step off, their mind changed. In a lot of cases, you can't take it back. You got to wait till you hit the ground or the water or whatever it is, and then hopefully you survive, right? If you do survive. Now, there was one case a long time ago, back during the height of the HIV pandemic here in New York City. There was a guy who tried to kill himself on 3 separate occasions. First occasion, he jumped out of a window because he had HIV, by the way. As a matter of fact, I think he had AIDS. And he jumped out of a window where my ex-wife and I used to live, downtown New York. He jumps out of a window and he hits a tree, hits every branch on the way down, survives. With that, a couple of months later, I guess after feeling better, he takes off down the street, down 28th Street to 3rd Avenue. He runs into traffic, gets hit by a truck. I guess the truck saw him coming, hit his brakes, and still hits him, launching him about half a block. So I don't know, it was probably like 50, 60 yards, right? The guy lives. Actually, it was 2 occasions he tried to kill himself. Sorry, not 3, 2. And after that, he quit trying to kill himself, and he wound up dying from AIDS 2, 3 years later from that. So this guy was committed to killing himself, but I guess he gave up on the second attempt. But he wound up dying from AIDS anyway. So the problem with these suicide machines, guys, is that if it comes here, and I could see somewhere like Washington picking this up. I can absolutely see it, right? I can see them saying, well, you know what? It sounds like a more humane way to kill yourself. Let's do this, and let's put this here. And then you're going to have a bunch of people flooding to Washington State to do this. Because if you tell people there's no pain involved, you're going to get more people to kill themselves. Because when people who think about suicide, a lot of them think, I don't want this to hurt, right? And then some people who actually throw themselves off a building, in their head, they're thinking, well, the pain's only going to last but so long. The pain could last a couple of minutes, which could seem like an eternity when you're laying on the ground there before you die, right? If you hang yourself and you don't do it correctly and you don't snap your neck, you can choke yourself out until you die. That's painful. So now you have someone telling you, here's a method on how to kill yourself, but it is peaceful and painless. You're going to have more people turning out to do this, right? So that is the downside to this whole legal suicide bullshit. You're telling people, yo, just quit early and it's okay. Healthy disrespect for authority. I don't think California be first. I think Washington State might be first. You know, I know, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's legal to do it in Washington State, right? Some kind of euthanization can be done in Washington State. I can see them doing it first before California. Shade tree prepper. Yes, depopulation comes in many forms. So unfortunately, this is another form that it's coming. Right, guys, so moving right along. For those of you that know, the private sectors here in New York City are mandating, New York City mayor is mandating that private sectors in the city mandate their employees to get vaccinated. So they're mandating the companies to mandate their employees to get vaccinated. This is going to receive a lot of pushback. It is receiving a lot of pushback. There's probably, as we speak, a lot of injunctions being thrown in from different jobs and different politicians as we speak. There was one put in yesterday that wasn't announced by Derek Gibson, who's running for New York City governor here in New York, who's running for New York State governor. He put it in here in New York City, if I'm not mistaken. So he put in one injunction as well. The employees have to be vaccinated with at least one shot by December 27. So that is less than 20 days, right? Today is what, the 8th, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, today's the 8th. So he gave people less than 20 days to scramble and get their employees vaccinated. Now, some employers are going to, I guess, have a vaccination center come to them, which would make sense if they agree to this. Again, guys, this was announced Monday, December 6th, right? December 15th, which is next week, he's going to have a more in-depth guidelines on how to go about this. So a lot of people are pissed. A lot of fucking people are pissed. This is not just, there are a lot of people like, well, if this didn't happen to me, I have nothing to worry about. Well, now it's affecting everyone, right? Private sectors right now, but this is pertaining to those who are going into office. If you're working from home, you do not have to do this. Now, interestingly enough, with the OSHA mandate that is now suspended, not even on hold, suspended, the one that Biden came down with, in the OSHA regulations for getting employees vaccinated, with over 100 employees in a company, if they work from home, they were exempt. But you still had asshole companies making everyone in the company get vaccinated, which is stupid. So now the same exemption applies here in New York City. If you're working from home, you don't have to worry about it. So just keep that in mind if you are working from home and you work in New York City. The other option is leave New York City, leave New York State, which again we are seriously looking at. But it's right now it's going to take us a while to pick where we're going to go. Texas is on the table, though I'm not a big fan of it. Florida was on the table, but I don't want anything to do with Florida. And I like Florida. I just don't want to live there. I don't mind visiting it. I just don't want to live in Florida. All right. So also in the same announcement on Monday by Dick Face Mayor, kids 12 and older need to be vaccinated to go to restaurants, movie theaters, and things like that. And they need to have both vaccination doses to do so. So they can no longer just go to a movie theater or go see a movie. They have to have both injections with them on board. Sorry. I don't know what the timeline for that was, but he did say that anybody 12 and older has to be double vaccinated to experience the New York City lifestyle, whatever the fuck that means. In the same announcement, a third one, kids 5 to 11 have to have one vaccination on board for them to go to the movie theaters, restaurants, and things like that as well. And all of this, guys, was in a reaction to the Omicron variant, which is insane bullshit. The Omicron variant has the mildest cases on the planet, and everybody is overshooting. Everyone. Celtic month. I did not quit. I put my retirement paper in. I am waiting to hear. Something came down yesterday about the NYPD, and supposedly it was job citywide. So I'm waiting to hear something from the union, because if I hear something from the union today, I pull my retirement paper out. But if I don't hear anything from the union, I keep my retirement papers in, right? And then my retirement will probably be somewhere next month. I don't know yet. Anyway, I will talk about that more when I get more definite information, because the back and forth is enough already. Right, guys. So again, New York City mayor is turning this city into Hitler's playground, if you will, right? And people are like, you can't make that comparison, really, because now you're telling kids they have to have a shot in them to go enjoy city life. If they want to ice skate, they have to be vaccinated. If they want to go to a movie theater, a museum where you're learning new shit, need to be vaccinated. This is a problem, all right? So anyway, guys, moving right along. A Columbia College student was killed a couple days ago, by a guy, a gang member, if you will. I don't know if it was initiations. So some gangs initiate their members by having them slash somebody or kill somebody. And killing sort of makes no sense, because now you're in jail. But anyway, Columbia College student walking through a park up here by me gets knifed. The college student gets knifed, and then the assailant who knifed him runs away and stabs somebody else. Now, they're not sure if that guy was stabbed before or after that college student, but it became high profile because this is a second kid who is now killed in this very same park, which is a nice neighborhood, I might add. Well, not anymore. But the guy gets killed. He tries to ask for help. He's running around screaming for help. But the part of the park he was in, if he was by himself, he wasn't getting help. And if there was somebody walking through there, they weren't going to help him, because they were probably scared as well, right? So anyway, the guy wound up dying. The gang member is now in jail, and now they want more cops in this park and more cops on the street. These are the same fucking idiots in this neighborhood over here that were talking about defunding the cops. Now defunding the cops is biting them in the ass. Perfect. Because a lot of us people with brains said you're going to regret even calling for defunding the cops. You're going to regret it. Right? Now, this guy didn't, because he was from Italy. So he just came from Italy, back from visiting his family or something. He comes here. A day later, he gets fucking knifed. Or 12 hours later, rather, he gets knifed. Right? So, yes, JCM from NYC, we do need a strong community, but cops still play a role. I don't care on what planet people think they live on, you still need police, bottom line. Because police have believe it or not, police have a way of controlling the situation. And if you, for example, have me in your community watch group, and I see a dude stabbing another dude, I am going to haul off and beat the shit out of that guy until he stops moving, right? And then if there's a bunch of us, we're going to beat the shit out of this dude till he stops moving. Cops, for the most part, are not going to do that. I said, and for the most part. Not in every case, for the most part. So, community patrol is great, but you still need fucking cops. So, next subject is Trevor Noah. So, a lot of you know who Trevor Noah is, right? He's on Comedy Central. He's some sort of comedian. I mean, I never thought the dude was funny. Listen, when Trevor Noah got his own show, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? This guy is the least funniest dude on the planet, and yet he's got his own show. Nonetheless, Trevor Noah became the liberal siren for the liberal community. Screaming and crying about fucking, liberal topics, race baiting, right? The guy was fucking all about it. Well, now, Trevor Noah is receiving some major pushback for pointing out the obvious with the new COVID variant, stating that the COVID variant is, is bullshit, and that this is for money, that Big Pharma needs to make more money, so they created a new variant. This is what Trevor Noah said. With that, guys, his own community, the liberals that, that supported him, are now throwing him under the bus, right? Yes, Doomarud, right? Or Doomrud, if I'm saying it wrong, sorry. 1995, he is a douchebag, but he made a great point, right? He made a great point, but now he's starting to feel the liberal heat. Now, I don't know if he apologized for it yet. If he does, then he's exactly who I think he is. But if he doesn't and he stands his ground, good for him. Very good for him. But I'm going to tell you right now, he works with Comedy Central. Right now, they're probably trying to plead him to put an apology in. All he said, and he didn't even say anything about the vaccine. He didn't say anything bad about the vaccine. He just said that they created a new variant so that they can make more money by creating more vaccines. That's all he said. He said that these guys are looking to get rich. It's the same shit we've been saying for a year and a half, but he finally woke up to it. All right. So yes, Jonathan, the liberals are eating each other. Absolutely. You have right. You have Chris Cuomo, for example. He's getting beat up right now. You have Andrew Cuomo, who's getting beat up right now. The Cuomo brothers are both out of work. One side of me is like, good for them, but the other side of me is like, well, Andrew Cuomo is being ostracized for sexual misconduct. That's, to me, sounds all like bullshit. And then then Chris Cuomo, who is probably giving his brother advice, is getting in trouble for that. That's the bullshit about it. Though I dislike those two pieces of shit, you still have to call it out when you see it. And both of them are being dragged through the mud for bullshit. Right? So, yes, both of them will be eating spam in the days to come because they're going to be broke. Anyway, guys, questioning the variance, timing, and making money is all Trevor Noah did. And now he's getting it from the liberals. But whatever, he'll survive it. He'll be okay. So next topic, a vaccine-only cruise liner had a COVID outbreak on board. How did that happen? Anyway, there were 10 cases, or if I'm not mistaken, I think it went up to 12 cases on the cruise. Listen to what I'm saying. Vaccinated-only cruise liner. And 10 cases. Now, none of those cases seem to be severe. They were all pretty mild. They're not saying whether it was an Omicron variant or just another variant, but nonetheless, guys, here we are. The same shit we've been saying for a while is coming to fruition. So, hey, listen, let all of these vaccine-only events bite them in the ass. I don't even care anymore. But it's just interesting to report and brag about. Next, moving right along, the U.S. is boycotting the Winter Olympics. The Chinese Winter Olympics, I think, is just the politicians that are doing it, right? So obviously the athletes are not, but a lot of the politicians are not doing this. Australia, the scumbag country they are also doing the same thing. But I cannot be mad at Australia and the United States for doing this because I hate China as well. So, being that they're boycotting, it's sending China a message. But I'm going to tell you right now, China doesn't give a fuck. If none of the diplomats go, they don't care, right? They're only in it for the money and they're only in it for the athletes. So they're not in it for anything else. So they can care less whether the diplomats come or not. But it's interesting that the United States is taking that stand and Australia is taking that stand as well. And Australia announced that yesterday. So this one's a little more interesting. This topic, the mother who criticized Kyle Rittenhouse's mother for bad parenting was stabbed to death by her own son on Thanksgiving. Now, I find it very interesting that this lady, was berating Kyle Rittenhouse's mother when she had a psych patient living in her home. Now, when you look up this story, guys, I find it interesting that no one's calling out the psychological problem that this kid was having. One of the neighbors said they would see the kid outside talking to himself. And when you look at the picture of this kid, the kid has psych patient written all over him. Dakota Hayes, I would have said karma, but that's a bit rough. Like, now, if her son beat her up, I would have been like, yes, karma. Her son killed her on Thanksgiving. So, I wouldn't call that karma. I would just call that pay attention to your own home and not somebody else's, right? Anyway, another story. This one might be a little more funny, a little more uplifting. I mean, not really, but a little more uplifting. Never again. Yes, she was a single mother, right? Go figure. And her being a single mother has nothing to really do with the fact that her son was a psych patient. And her son, I don't think he got the help he needed, or maybe he did and he was just too far gone, right? Guys, believe it or not, there are people with mental instabilities that are too far gone even for help and medication. Sometimes you have to lock these motherfuckers in an insane asylum. Bottom line, right? So you can't help every mental illness patient out there. You can't. It's impossible. To sit here and think you can, you are kidding yourselves. It's bullshit. There is no way on God's green earth that you're going to help every psych patient with drugs, loves, and hugs. It don't work that way, right? Yes, Don Lemons is going to get fired too. I hope he gets fired. Oh my God, if he gets fired, it'll be fucking glorious. If he gets fired, we should do a live stream, a party on Don Lemons getting fired. Fuck him. Jesus, he gets fired. That I should definitely, or we should have a Don Lemons is fired YouTube party, and label it such. You know, I don't know. We'll see. Hats and horns. I don't know. Everybody get a bottle of liquor and drink it. We'll see, but see where it goes. Hopefully I'm not buffering. Let's see. Yes, Don Lemon sucks. Lemonhead party. All right, good. Ouchie. So, if I am slowing down, please let me know. All right, guys. So this next story, guys. This next story, I find it very. I'm going to say funny. Listen, it's not funny to the guy that it's happening to, but it was funny. So somehow this guy was trying to get rid of snakes in his home, and he lit his home on fire. So now he's homeless for Christmas because he decided that he was going to get rid of snakes in his own house. Such is life, because now he's homeless. Listen, guys, if you're having a snake issue in your home, if you're having any kind of issue in your home, get an exterminator or animal control. Bottom line. And he had an infestation of snakes. So I don't even know how he let that happen. But nonetheless, burning snakes out of your home, especially in crawl spaces, is a bad idea. So, yes, now he's homeless for the Christmas season. Womp womp. Such is life. And to end the live stream, again, those of you, thank you for following me today. The live streams are going to be anywhere between a half hour to 45 minutes. I do have to not shave, but I'm going to trim the beard up a little bit, shave my head. I have to go somewhere in Brooklyn by 11 o'clock, so I have to get out of here in the next half hour, 40 minutes. So the last story we're going to talk about is, let's find it because I saved it, Edward Shames, which was the last surviving Band of Brothers officer who died the other day at 99, right? So anyway, I'm only mentioning it because he was the last. For those of you who saw the Band of Brothers TV series on HBO, which I thought was phenomenal, thought was a great show. A lot of that was due to Saving Private Ryan being a hit movie. They did the Band of Brothers, and it was awesome. So Edward Shames, who died the other day, was 99. Again, for those of you who served, thank you for your service. We do appreciate it. Edward Shames was the oldest surviving member of the renowned Easy Company, 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment, and 101st Airborne Division, known globally as the Band of Brothers. So, anyway, guys, thank you for joining me today. The numbers look great. I'm surprised I had this many people on this early in the morning. So those of you that are watching, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. If you do like this kind of reporting, it's definitely going to get better. I'm going to clean it up a little more. If you like this, please let me know in the comment section below. Other than that, guys, thank you, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week with another Wednesday mid-morning report. All right, guys, thank you.